Yo! Greetings, grammars, YouTubers, Facebookers, people out there on the internet, followers. Thank you so much for tuning in to listen to me ramble on again. This is another episode of Coach's Corner, I guess. Each week I'm going to deliver a coaching video covering a few chosen topics. So this week I want to talk about goal setting. One of my favourite topics, especially because personally for me I found recently that this strategy of goal setting that I teach clients, that I've used myself to improve my physique over the years, doing fitness shows, getting into good shape, whatever the purpose was, that I would use this methodology, but actually I found it quite difficult to apply it in my professional life. And I've realised I've managed to get a long way in my professional life through a lot of trial and error, a lot of energy, a lot of passion and enthusiasm for what I do. But if I really want to take it to the next level, then I need to start getting better at planning and strategy for my own goals, my professional goals. So I've actually recently, since coming back from Guatemala, I've sat down and I've taken a lot of time to sit down and plan out what these goals are and how to structure it, basically exactly the same way I would structure a client's transformation, essentially for their body, but actually I'm applying it to my life goals, my professional goals, and what I need to do on a daily and weekly basis to kind of tick things off my list and gradually chip away at my outcome goal, which we're going to talk about. One of the books that was recommended to me recently that I've been listening to on an audiobook, which helped to kind of solidify some of this, was a book called The 12-Week Year, which I highly recommend you get hold of and have a little listen to. And also, one of the other really good books I highly recommend, not so much from a body transformation, but in terms of if you're an entrepreneur or you're self-employed, one of my also favourite audiobooks is The Key Person of Influence by Daniel Priestley. I highly recommend you listen to that. I've listened to that about 3 times. And if you want to become a key person of influence in your industry, then there's some amazing structured tips to help you do that. On to today's video. So we're going to talk about goal setting. Now, I've been talking quite a lot about this with one of my good friends, Jimbo, who I play badminton with every Monday night. And we've been talking a lot about goal setting and visioning. And we're both keen on vision boarding, making things called mind movies, which are dynamic forms of vision boards and stuff. And realised that actually... and also talking about the kind of manifestation process, right, and the secret and, you know, all of that sort of stuff. And it was actually, I kind of realised that we need a powerful vision. We need to start off with a really powerful vision that inspires us, that feels a little bit out of reach, because it excites us. But it shouldn't be so far out of reach and into the future maybe that we can't connect with it emotionally. So it's really important that we have this fluffy, exciting vision that creates butterflies in us and makes us feel pretty excited about what we're doing on a daily basis to get there. That's great, but it's useless on its own. Okay, so we need that powerful vision, but we need to make actionable, practical steps on a daily basis to get there. So it's a bit like right brain, left brain. We need the fluffy vision and the exciting dream that we've got, but we also need these practical steps. And without either, we won't accomplish the goal. And that's what I'm going to kind of cover in a few different ways today. Okay, so we need those practical steps to help us achieve that vision that we're creating. Okay, and there's different ways I can explain that I'm going to go through now. So, when you're setting a goal, obviously, in terms of training and nutrition, any kind of training program that you take part in, or any kind of nutritional protocol or strategy that you decide to adopt, should be really is always stemming from your goals. So if you don't have a goal, then your training program, your new nutritional strategy is not really going to work for you. Okay, it's so important that you sit down and you take time to think about your goal. From a physical perspective, is it to do with your health? Is it to do with your body composition? Is it to do with improving performance? So we need to really start at this point and get a really deep understanding of what this goal is that you want to achieve, and then really all your actions stem from that. There's a different way that you'd maybe exercise and eat for health. There's a different way you'd exercise and eat to improve body composition. And there's a different way that you train and eat to improve your performance. Okay, so it's really important to get this goal first, and then everything that you do stems and leads into that goal. So number one, super important. I always talk about it, especially when it comes to veganism and moving to a plant-based diet. And do you know what? Any goal for that matter is that we need to make sure that we've got a really strong why. Okay, why are you doing this? Okay, because it's going to be tough. There's going to be times where you want to throw in the towel, you relapse and fall off the wagon. Remember the coaching video that I did on the cycle of change a couple of videos ago? You're going to relapse, okay? That's going to happen. So it's really super important that you find a strong why, a really strong reason as to why you're adopting this new way of exercising, new way of eating, these changes to your lifestyle, okay, which might feel quite difficult and alien at first, okay? So having that strong why is super important to to keep you going through the rougher periods of this, of whatever goal is it that you're setting, okay? So for me, when I went vegan, health wasn't enough of a reason. So for health for me, it was a little bit flaky. There were studies to back up whether veganism was good for you, and there were studies to back up whether meat eating was good for you. The environmental side of stuff was new to me at the time and made a lot of sense, but you know, the research was still quite new at the time. So for me, the ethical reason for going vegan was the strongest why I could find. It was black and white. There was no other. An animal has to die to give you meat for you to eat it. Bottom line. Okay, so that became my why. And it was a strong enough reason that I could pin my emotions to, so that when I was out with friends and I was tempted to have something off the menu that wasn't vegan, or you know, that might have contained meat, I knew why I was doing it. When people confronted me with arguments and discussions to try and dissuade me or push me otherwise, I knew why I was doing it. When I went home for Christmas and everyone's tucking into turkey and loads of like Stilton and cheese, I knew why I was making that change, and it deeply resonated with me on a really deep emotional level. Okay, so that then brings me to how I get clients to look at their goals when we start talking about transformations and changing your body. It's really important that we have these visions and we have these actionable steps. Actually, let's start with the vision. We have this big fluffy vision, right? So we need to take that big fluffy vision and we need to bring it down into what I like to call the ultimate fitness goal. What is your ultimate fitness goal? I ask people, I ask clients. It can be aesthetic or surface level as you need it to be. However you can describe what your ultimate fitness goal is right now, not the one in the future, what it is right now, in a short sentence, okay? No more than 1 or 2 lines. Put 1 line, actually. 1 line is super important. We need to get really detailed as to what that goal is right now. And then again, once we've got that solidified, that ultimate fitness goal, then everything moves from that and stems from that. So once we've got this ultimate fitness goal, it's then really important to go, okay, well, that's probably the visual surface level reason for you adopting these new habits and behaviors. Now, what's the underlying reasons? Okay, so what's the emotional anchors that are causing you to want to achieve this goal? So there's a couple of different motivating factors. Obviously, we have what's called extrinsic motivating factors. Extrinsic means external, so extrinsic are is that ultimate fitness goal, maybe, or that vision that you have. It's the, I want to, it's a very visual, external purpose or motivating factor, like I said. So it might be you want to look better to other people, you might want to look better in the mirror yourself. It might be that you want to fit into sort of different clothes, you want to reach a certain level of body fat, okay? So those are your external reasons. So although those are strong reasons, we need to delve a little bit deeper and unearth the emotional reasons, or what we call the intrinsic motivating factors as to why you want to achieve that goal, or how it's going to feel to achieve that goal when you do achieve it. Because actually being able to attach to those emotions as if that's already happened to you is a really strong way of manifesting and bringing those kind of goals into reality. And also it really helps you to anchor again to that why, as to why you're taking on board this challenge. So once we've got your ultimate fitness goal, I always then say to people, well, look, how would it feel, how would you feel if that goal became reality overnight? How would you feel the next day? Like, put yourself in that position, having that new body or having lost that weight, or kind of just achieving that goal. How would it feel? Like, put yourself in that position as if that goal has already happened. And that will really help to, again, anchor yourself into that process. And every time you do relapse or you fall off the wagon, then you've got this really strong reason, this strong why, this really deep internal emotional anchor as to why you want to achieve that goal. It's super, super important that you try and dig deep into your emotional reasons for achieving this goal. And that will see you through all the hardships, all the bumps and troughs and stuff that you are going to go through on the way to achieving this goal. So then we need to kind of maybe explore I guess going back to our vision and our practical steps. So I like to call these, so we like to look at these as our outcome goals and our behavioural habits. So your vision is your outcome goal or your destination, what you want to create, what you want to become. But that's useless unless we put in these practical steps. And these practical steps are your behavioural habits or your behavioural goals. So if your outcome goal is to lose 10 pounds by August, then your behavioural habits are just going to be very simple in terms of, there could be 3 habits that you decide to adopt, okay, to help with that, achieve that goal. It could be, make sure you drink 2 litres of water a day, make sure you eat 3 whole food plant-based meals a day, and make sure that you work out 3 or 4 times a week. Okay, simple. Now, those are your behavioural habits that you're going to do on a daily and weekly basis that may, on the surface, seem so simple that how are they going to even make a difference? Well, actually, if you add them up over 6 months, then actually you're going to see them achieve your outcome goal. So I like to look at the outcome goal as a brick wall. Okay, that is what you are trying to build, this brick wall. And I like to see your behavioural goals and your behavioural habits as a brick. Okay, they're the bricks that you are laying every day to create this outcome goal or this wall of success that you are trying to achieve. Okay, so there we go. So remember, it's really important to have that important vision, that kind of something that excites you, something that feels a little bit out of reach, that gets you out of bed in the morning, makes you excited for your future, makes you excited for why you're doing what you're doing. But it's really important that we put in place these practical steps to achieve them, okay? Think about what you need to do on a daily or weekly basis that might seem really inconsequential, but actually it's the accumulation of all your habits and behaviours on a daily, weekly, monthly basis that are going to lead you to achieving your goal. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. Another week of coaching videos. Let me know if you would like to join me on a call for a Kickstarter call. I'm offering free 20-minute Kickstarter calls. You can click on a link, look in my bio, book in for a 20-minute call. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to help you think about your goals and ways you can go about achieving them. That's a free 20-minute call. So thanks for watching. Look out for another video next week on my channel, and that's it for now. So peace out, guys. and plant power. Boom.